So when I moved to the UK, I didn't bring any stationery with me because I figured I'd just buy it there, right? The day comes for me to buy some stationery, and I make my way over to Ryman's. Lo and behold, all of the pencils they had available there for purchase with my hard-earned money were ugly. None of them had erasers on the back for whatever reason. And I found that infuriating. Not only was that infuriating, that was just brain dead. Yeah, okay. All of the packs of pencils that I could find or that were available at this Ryman's, maybe it was just a fuck-ass Ryman's that I went to, but all of the pencils that were available there did not have erasers on the back, okay? It came with a freestanding eraser instead. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm just a fat, lazy American who doesn't want to move her pudgy little fingers to grab a freestanding eraser when I make an error. Like, here I am, okay, looking like an idiot on the left side of the road, yearning for convenience. But I don't think I'm a lazy sack of American shit for just advocating for the eraser to be attached to the pencil. I think I'm actually asking for the bare minimum. The thing is, what makes a pencil is the fact that it's erasable. The mark you make with this writing utensil is not set in stone. On the back, you have salvation within this little pink rubber eraser. When you take the eraser away from the pencil, you just have a pen that isn't even confident. You have a pen with a weak backbone. You have a pen that's not sure of itself. It doesn't make any sense that a pencil, which is erasable, would come without an eraser attached to it. Okay, that is part of the charm. It's like going to a 3D movie and they don't give you the glasses. Okay, so what's the point? Like, why are you teasing me? Why are you blue-balling me with a beautiful, cinematic, 3D experience if you're not gonna give me the fucking glasses? And why do we give the eraser the right to be freestanding? Why did we free the eraser from its shackles? In no world would the eraser have come first. To bring religion into it, to put this into biblical terms, the eraser is like Eve in Genesis. I do think women are better than men, and I don't believe in that story. I think because of this, the eraser and the pencil are meant to be conjoined at the hip. Any other approach to your writing setup is foolish, okay? You're lying to yourself. You may need an extra eraser for insurance purposes if you make a lot of mistakes. That's totally fine. And the thing is, it's just not as satisfying when you're writing, oops, made a mistake, put the pencil down, grab a separate object, a separate entity, and then erase. No, I'm sorry, no, that's ridiculous. When you make a mistake and then you have to put down one utensil and reach for another thing to then erase that mistake, you want the flow of ideas from your dome piece to the paper to be as open and as free as possible. These small moments of friction, like putting down the pencil and then picking up the eraser, that could cost you an epiphany. I've been using these pencils without an eraser on the back in the UK, and honestly, I hate it. It's a tragedy on par with 9/11 to me. It's just dumb. What are you doing? My mom asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And I said, you know what I want for Christmas? I want Ticonderoga No. 2 HB pencils for Christmas. Okay, yeah. Ticonderoga. Okay, that's Ticonderoga. Ticonderoga. Trees die, hoping that they will be reincarnated as something as beautiful as a Ticonderoga pencil. This is the most beautiful pencil I've ever seen. I'm so grateful to live in a world with Ticonderoga pencils. The green embossment on the side, a beautiful detail, classy, elegant. This is like a golf pencil's father that is disappointed in what his son has become. It makes me want to jot down my findings. It makes me want to do multiplication tables again. It makes me want to do long division just for the heck of it. It makes me intellectually curious. It makes me feel like a self-directed learner. I love this pencil. I'm obsessed with them. They're the perfect pencil to me. Their motto is literally the world's best pencil. And you know what? For once, I agree with a brand. I hate to sound capitalistic. I hate to praise a brand. This is the perfect pencil. This is what all pencils should be. This is everything to me, okay? Fucking guys, get into it. Ticonderoga pencils. I have a core memory around them because when we were learning about the Revolutionary War in 5th grade, I remember we learned about Fort Ticonderoga and my teacher was like, some of you may have some Ticonderoga pencils. And what did I see situated between my pudgy ass, chicken finger fed American fingers? None other than a Ticonderoga No. 2 HB pencil. And you know what else happened that year? I liked a boy. And I remember he sat behind me. One day I hear my teacher go up to him and she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm making a grave for my pet pencil, Frankie. He broke in half. It's kind of like when you see a man who has a good relationship with a dog, or like an animal in general. It's like when a man has good horsemanship or something. My 9-year-old brain was like, wow. This guy has really good penmanship. I don't know. I just thought there was something really hot about this 10-year-old boy making a grave for his pencil. I just thought, like, he is emotionally available. Lo and behold, he was not. But his parents were going through a divorce that year, so I can't really blame him. There was also like a writing utensil class system in class, you know? If you had a mechanical pencil, you were like top tier, especially those big, fat, chunky Papermate mechanical pencils. And I mean, like the girls with all the really good handwriting, you know, the ones that when they drew, they would write an I, the dot above the I would always be a little circle. You know, those girls. They always had those big, chunky Papermate pencils that came in like blue, green, red, or pink, you know? You know the ones. I know you know what I'm talking about. And then there would be some like drug ring going on with these mechanical pencils where people would be like, they'd be like, bro, do you have any 0.7 lead? Dude, I just ran out of lead. Please, can you lend me some lead? Everybody was trying to find who had 0.7 lead within a 4 to 5 desk radius. They would just be trading lead left and right. I sound a little bit like a pick-me girl. You know, I sound a little bit like, I'm not like other girls. I don't write with Papermate. I use Ticonderoga. And frankly, you know, I envied the girls with the mechanical pencils, but my mom didn't believe in mechanical pencils. And so I rarely ever had one. Sometimes I would find one. And that kind of felt like being a thief. You know, it's kind of like finding a child on the street and just taking it with you. And you know it's someone's kid, and you know it's like a valuable thing to have. But for now, it's yours. With mechanical pencils, I do think that you are cheating death a little bit. Because the thing with mechanical pencils is that you could have the same pencil forever. You could get the spring replaced. You could get the eraser replaced. You could get the lead replaced. It could just go on and on. You could have the same pencil from birth until death. I don't think that pencils should be family heirlooms. I think that life has meaning when it has limits, okay? When it is sandwiched between the two pieces of bread of life and death, okay? You cannot just have a pencil that has no death, that is an open-faced sandwich. You know, you can't have a pencil that goes on forever. I mean, who are you kidding? You know, I have a finite number of letters, consonants, vowels, words that I can use this pencil to translate from dome piece to paper. And there is meaning in that. Okay, there is solace in that. And I think the second you take off the limit, no, I'm sorry. I think it's cheating death. I think it's disrespectful. With mechanical pencils, I don't like that more lead just squirts out when you click a button. I love that they trusted me and my pudgy ass fingers to operate a pencil sharpener for this wooden stick filled with graphite. I got to have a little razor that I used to sharpen it. Are you kidding me? And I think writing in general is really important. I think I saw something. Okay, every time I say I saw something, it means I saw a text post on Pinterest or a tweet on some other social media platform. I saw something and it said, handwriting creates widespread connectivity in your brain. Modern screens are making everyone dumber, destroying our ancient neural network, one we built through millions of years of natural creation. Write, draw, doodle. See, I don't know if this is true, but I think that they were spot on. You know, it is so important to write. I mean, how cool is it that we can just draw random lines and circles and then we understand it to mean something. And it's also just such a privilege to be literate and to be able to write and read. And I think we should be using this privilege every single day. I just think it's so cool. I just think it's so cool that we can write. Like, that's so sick. I don't know why I always feel... Actually, I do know why I always feel inclined to cite my sources, even if it's from, like, some random person's tweet. But I actually used to have, you know, that boy that I liked in 5th grade. I liked him from 3rd grade to 7th grade. And one day, when I was 12, I was like, you know what? I think I could run a love quotes account. And so I ran a Tumblr, like a love quotes account, where I would screenshot and source love quotes from, like, Tumblr and Instagram. And in its heyday, you know, I ran it for a year, and in its heyday, I had 6,600 followers, so it's pretty cool. There was a huge political thing. You always had to cite your source. Like, if you screenshotted a post from another creator, another love quotes poster, you had to tag them, or else they were sending their minions after you. Because some people would make edits, okay, where they would have a random picture, and then they'd post a quote on top of that picture. You were just, like, superimposing images, and, like, the extra step made you, like, top tier creator, okay? And one day, I saw a quote from an account that made edits like that, and I screenshotted it, and I remember tagging them. I very vividly remember tagging them, and for some reason, something happened where it glitched and it untagged them. And I went to bed, okay? And then I wake up. So they blocked me, and they had sent all these people to leave hate comments. And I was like, bro, what is going on? It is not that deep. On the internet? On Mark Zuckerberg's internet? Sending me a lovelorn 12-year-old girl death threats because I forgot to tag you, even though I did tag you. But it just didn't work, okay? I'm innocent. So ever since then, I've been very anal about, citing my sources because you never know. You never know. But, you also never know who said what. Like, you can't really pass off an idea as your own because someone's always going to be like, actually, that's all. I just really wanted to talk about Ticonderoga pencils. Guys, get into it. What a sick fucking word. Ticonderoga. Yes. When I say Ticonderoga, it's like, yes. Yes. Every syllable. Ticonderoga. Yes. That's exactly how a word should feel. That's exactly how it should feel. That's how it should look. That's how it should feel when you say it. Ticonderoga is the perfect word. It's just perfect. It's long, it's square, yet it's fluid. It's beautiful, okay? And it makes sense. There's not a single syllable, there's not a single sound that in that word where I'm like, that shouldn't go there, That is just perfect. It's the perfect word. Ticonderoga, guys, get into it. I might name my kid Ty, short for Ticonderoga. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because I went to school with a Ty. He was Canadian, but he had a pool in his house. And not that I ever went there. He never invited me.